Thanks, Liz.
Thank you very, very much to Catherine. So to wrap up tonight's proceedings, I'm going to ask each candidate to speak for no more than 2 minutes, and of course you will get a bonus if it's any less than that. And of course afterwards there will be an opportunity to talk to them at the bar, I'm hoping. So I think we are up to Nina going first. So if you'd like to take your 2 minutes and then we'll carry on from there.
Yes, so I am asking for your vote, and the reason I am doing this, I have already been in Parliament and I know what it takes to get progressive reforms too. We live in a democracy and one person alone cannot pass a bill. They cannot pass the major reforms of our time, whether it's the Treaty Authority Bill, whether it's a bill to drive our circular economy and really to slash waste, whether it's to invest in 100% renewable and government-owned energy company. And I have always fought for equality, for climate action, for caring for the most vulnerable. And I've had many different real experiences in life, from teaching, from being a lawyer, from working in the health sector. And I know that I organically have a deeply compassionate nature, and I'm driven each day because I have a strong will to see justice done, but I also want a sustainable planet for the future generations. And I know that we are already taking decisive action now. It is well underway, but only a Labor government can continue to deliver. We've already delivered on so many fronts, whether it is schools, whether it's in the level crossings infrastructure, whether it is in our environment in terms of investing in renewables and decarbonising our economy, whether it is in mental health, whether it is in the health sector per se. And actually, as a Parliamentary Secretary for Health, I've already set underway a systematic working towards a systematic framework across the hospitals to actually slash our emissions in terms of energy use and waste. So I just started it before we were going into caretaker, so I don't want to carry that too far, but I will continue to do so if I'm elected, because I think it's important for our future. Thank you.
Georgie.
So why should you vote for me? My target will be what your issues are. Every day I go to work, I'll be there representing what is important to this community. I have no party politics, and it's a pretty big deal. I'll work with whoever I need to, within government, within council level, within federal government level, to achieve what we need here. We need climate action, we need a strong economy, we need a better healthcare system, we need integrity in politics, we need more parks, we need beautiful sporting reserves, we need to ensure that our arts centre is our arts are being encouraged and is being supported in the way they are. I have never been in Parliament, but what I have done, experienced the highs and lows of my lives and shared in the stories of your highs and lows. And what I want to deliver, I think, is what's important to you, for you, by me. I'm not preferencing anyone. Please vote for me, number one, and then choose which one of these you want for number two. Thank you.
Thank you, Georgie. I do wish we had have had more time for Q&A, as that's really the point of this. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen twice as long as we speak. And so what I've been hearing is that, in the music industry, we've got Johnny up the back here, that there are noise complaints that are closing down businesses on nights that businesses are not even open. I'm hearing that residents are having glass shake in their apartments from the sound of noise that's still going. And the EPA system to manage noise around St Kilda is not being enforced at the moment. And that is a huge area that we need to look into. The pop-up bike lanes, they must go. Our mental health system, there's been a Royal Commission and we need that implemented. There was a suicide at Albert Park College, which is absolutely tragic, and in our own backyard right here, it's not okay for that. So what we need someone who is local, who is part of the community, and sits down and finds out, what do you need, what do you want, and how am I able to help you? Because our job is to be an advocate for you and to deliver what the community wants.
Lucky last. The Victorian Greens are in a really strong position at this election. I know many of you in the room voted for Steph Hodgins-May in the McNamara seat in the federal election, and Steph came within just a handful of votes of actually changing the government at the federal level for this area. And in the past parliamentary term, we've seen that the Greens actually really helped to shape the agenda of politics in our state and in our country. So there are a lot of things where we've set the agenda for the government. We don't have to be the governing party in order to have a really impactful to make an impactful difference. So we've banned from banning toxic gas fracking in the state, the windfall rezoning tax, and banning single-use plastics are all some of the many ideas that the Greens have introduced into Parliament, and that Labor started with a different view and then through our pressure came to change their minds on those policies. And the pressure is on in Albert Park on the Labor Party to actually come through with more progressive policies for our community. So we've seen a lot of announcements coming out, things that wouldn't be happening if we weren't hot on the back of their heels at this election. Alan Sandel, our MP in Melbourne, Sam Hibbins in Paran, Tim Reid in Brunswick all look very likely to be re-elected into their third terms. Their communities are incredibly satisfied with the work that they're doing. Our party leader has said to me on at least one occasion, when you elect a Greens MP, you get 4, because we work so hard for our communities without any sort of bias from internal party politics. So it's really important that you understand that your vote is powerful. I think Georgie's done a good job of outlining how you can use that vote strategically. And there's definitely an opportunity for breaking away from business as usual for the area. With more Greens in Parliament, we can hold the next government to account and push them to go further and go faster on the things that are really important to this community. I work tirelessly in the hospital at the moment. I'm still managing to campaign, I think, somewhat effectively, and I can put all of that energy into working for our community if I'm elected. Thank you.